break-in occur?
Sometime last night between 2 and 4 a.m. Whoever it was did a number on the cameras.
Anything left on the camera feeds?
Not a blip.
They were erased?
No, they were clean. The display was fine 1 second, and the next it was empty.
Then they were tampered with.
Not as far as we can tell. No fingerprints, no trace, no forced entry. Just an empty case. This was a weird display to rob, too. It's not worth much compared to a lot of the other artifacts here. If I was going to steal something, I wouldn't put all my effort into something like this.
Did it have some kind of significance to a certain culture? If it's not worth much money-wise, then it had to have been worth something in some other way.
Nah, that's the weird thing. This is an artifact found in London a long time ago. We kept it more as just a fun fact. It was just a funny-looking box no one could open. It's been passed around, but not with much interest.
Well, it had to have had some value to someone.
Excuse me, sir. Jenny Lestrade, DI of Scotland Yard. This is an active crime scene.
Is it? Hadn't noticed. I mean, I saw the tape, but you let other civilians in here, so I assumed it was an interactive display of some kind.
They are supposed to be here. You are not. Goodbye.
How do you know?
What?
How do you know I'm not supposed to be here? Because I think you can use my help. They've got enough help. Thank you. Of course they do, now that I'm here. Let's see, no fingerprints, no video clip, and no sign of a break-in. No others are dispersal, which means it wasn't a teleport, at least not one of the more conventional teleports. And a less conventional teleport would have needed a direct media uplink, which this case has no such thing. Right, 21st century, it wouldn't, would it? And look at you, you would be useful, wouldn't you? Are you exactly?
Tiny scratch on the glass indicates where something thin was slipped under it to look a pliable part of the casing. Whoever did this was very familiar with the security systems here. What I am is none of your concern. What you are is thick and a nuisance. Kindly step out of the crime scene before your stupidity infects it and I can no longer read the evidence.
So that's a no from the warmer parts of the galaxy then. Well done on the glass. So, did you see the fibers though? Tiny. They're invisible. In fact, they are invisible. Fibers from an invisibility suit, very good for burglary. Not surprised you didn't see them though. They're still holding some of the charge. Contact with the metal fastener on the case will do that. And, not from the Pegasus galaxy, are you? Let's mind you, the only thing out there seems to be as direct as you are. I would say partial humanoid wraith mix, but you don't get the teeth for it. That never happens. Far too clever to be from the Raxor fleet. So what part of the galaxy do you hail from?
I don't concern myself with irrelevant information such as the solar system.
Irrelevant?
Nor do I normally concern myself with people who spend so much time and money on their appearances.
I'm sorry?
Your build and skin suggests a much younger person than your eyes and movements implies. Clearly you've had some work done. Probably so you can attract much younger women. It seems to be working.
Oi!
Or maybe it's your money. You both reek of foreign travel and your clothes are clearly outdated but in good condition. The coat is at least from the 1960s, specialty collector then. Expensive to be that nice. You have a stain on the sleeve and little regard for the tear in the leg, so clearly money isn't an issue. Contacts, really? You may be semi-observant, but it's an impressive feat behind contacts like those. No natural iris pattern twists like that. Thank you for your help. Kindly step back.
Well, that's that. Seen all I need to see. You don't need me at all. You're right. Come on, Robin. First Aboriginal Nebula's waiting.
This is why my father transferred.
Hello? Yes, of course I saw the news this morning. Why should it surprise me? What do you mean, it's not ours? I don't want to hear excuses. Fix this. Don't threaten me. If you don't find out who got you first and get them, it will be your organs donated to the cause.
I don't like him. He's a huge jerk.
No, he wasn't very friendly, was he?
Understatement. He practically called me a...
Aha!
What?
I knew it. I knew he couldn't have been human. The only trouble is I can't quite figure out... Well, no matter. We'll just have to find him ourselves. Get this monitor to work. Yes! There we go. Molto bene!
No, we don't have to go after him, do we? What happened to whole new universes? There are thousands of aliens for you to go chasing after. Why do you have to go after the ones on Earth? He's just a huge jerk. It's not like he's threatening the planet or anything.
Because he doesn't know he's alien. Something in his core memory's gone dormant. He doesn't remember. He thinks he's human.
So leave him that way.
That would be like leaving you with half your memories gone. Everyone deserves to know who they are, Robin. Would you want to live like that?
Fine.
Brilliant.
Just let me change my clothes first. I'm still covered in moon pollen from the last planet we were on, and it was making me itch.
You're gonna break that, you know. Just give it up.
Please. I've worked on more complex cases than this before. Once I figure out his motivation, everything else will be child's play.
I didn't actually mean the case.
Don't speak if you don't intend to be useful.
I meant that man from the crime scene the other day. You're obsessing.
He's clearly involved.
You just don't like the fact that he reminds you of you.
He didn't show up at the crime scene by accident. If he's not involved in the crime itself, then he knows the people who are.
Sherlock, did you even hear him? Talking about invisibility suits in the 21st century? He's clearly mental.
You're not seeing the bigger picture.
Sherlock.
Do kindly shut up. I can't work like this.
It's been a week. You've been working on it this whole time. What do you know now that you didn't before? Take a break.
My mind doesn't simply switch off, John. If I don't keep moving, thinking, deciphering, everything here will atrophy. Told you it was the right place.
Never said it wasn't.
All the same.
Excuse me. Who are you?
Sherlock! What are you doing here? Oh, look at this. You are brilliant. Make any headway. Kindly leave my flat.
Our flat. Wait, how did you...
I think you could use my help. As previously stated, I do not require nor desire your assistance. Although, now that you are here, it would do to explain your involvement in this scheme. What? The case clearly has some value beyond sentiment. X-rays of the object indicate a metallic device contained within, and the level of effort exerted to regain possession of the item proves there are at least two people involved. One professional and one marginally less so. You don't appear professional to me by any stretch of one's mind, so you could be the other person. You were hiding in plain sight, showing up to the crime after the fact, trying to throw suspicion on your partner. And I don't mean your female shadow, too sloppily dressed, too subservient. Either you're one of the two actively involved, or you're some part of the network between them. Which is it? John, block the door.
Seriously?
Now, why would that be necessary? I'm fine, miss. Rather fun.
Okay, look. Who are you?
Now, that is the question.
For goodness sake. I'm Robin. This is the doctor.
John Watson.
Oh, I know. He's been following you too.
Wait. Why? Listen, what I said before, I meant it. You notice loads, but not everything. My case history is impressive, yes, but not what I'm talking about.
What do you mean?
How far back do you remember? What is my childhood have? Just think about it. I don't have time for this. You need to make the time. Because I can tell you, you're not who you think you are.
I know precisely who I am, and what difference would it make if I didn't?
Well, apparently you're an alien.
Robin!
What? You're gonna tell him anyways.
Not like that.
I'm sorry, what?
This is preposterous.
As long as she's already spoiled it. Look, you have no reason to believe me. I know you don't. But I think everyone deserves to know the truth. It's just in your case, the truth is a little bit more complicated than for most.
John, never mind. Let them out the door. He's clearly mad.
Wait. Okay. Would it help if you knew I was an alien too?
Actually, I can vouch for that one. He's even got the ship with all that technology you see in Star Trek and stuff. That's how I found you too.
You're being serious.
Big blue box anywhere in space-time. Dangerous. Loads of running from all sorts of creatures, but tons of fun. Doesn't even charge me rent.
I should. Look, I can prove my non-human status. You're a doctor. You must have a stethoscope around here somewhere. You're not serious. What can it hurt?
Seriously though, what's this gonna accomplish? You're still need to convince him. Aren't you just gonna be more visible than alone?
Seriously, though, why'd you have to go and announce it like that? Probably know he could have a family out there looking for him. Post-crash situational amnesia wouldn't be the first time. There's this interesting little curve through space-time that cuts right through the center of the solar system, and an unfortunate number of inexperienced pilots ends up crash landing on Earth because of it. Few of the planetary federations actually restricted space travel because of a UFO scare in the 1950s in the United States. The odd ship out still doesn't manage to avoid it.
I didn't know that.
Big, complicated universe. There's a lot enough to know.
Wow.
Alright. I think we can agree on a couple of things. One is that humans have one single solitary heart, correct?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Take a listen. All good, man?
Yeah.
Try the other side. Just do it.
Sherlock?
Please, whatever strange ailment he has.
No, Sherlock. Two hearts. Two separate, fully functioning hearts. That's not an echo.
Told ya. Alien. Please, there's any number of things that could account for that. Genetic anomaly, transplant complication, parasitic twin, birth defect.
Got a torch? Just another piece of proof, if you like. Not many notice the eyes. Tiny thing. Hard to see even if you're looking for it.
Here.
Well, I haven't ever seen a pupil do that before.
And the iris?
It's definitely different.
You'll notice that the iris shifts with the pupil. No contacts, nothing artificial. And how do I fake that, Mr. Consulting Detective? Once you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth.
I accept that current information indicates a conclusion outside the norm.
Brilliant.
But as for your hypothesis as to my identity, that I cannot accept. And even if such a thing were possible, why would it concern you in the least?
Why would I want to leave you without the truth? Isn't that what you're all about, Mr. Holmes? The truth. The right answer, the definitive conclusion.
Okay, so if...
You know, when I tracked the first one down to this tiny backwater planet. I had no idea that I'd be lucky enough to find 2 of you here.
Think you have me confused with someone else. There aren't 2 of me here. Well, not 2 of me in this time period. Well, not last time I checked.
Then you need to look more closely, Time Lord. I was ecstatic to be the first one to find this planet, but all of the legends say that there's only 1 of you left. So the question is, what are you doing alive?
Inconvenient, is it? Sorry, do my best not to be inconvenient. Mutual consideration, mind you. I'm afraid this is one area I can't help you with. I rather like being alive. And if you count, your information is correct. Just 1. Just me.
Oh no, not inconvenient at all. Just the opposite. Hard to get what I want out of a dead one. That's why I got so lucky with the other.
Other, you keep saying other. What other?
Of course, it is harder to find you when one of you's all hidden away, but then free packaging. I'm all set to go. You, on the other hand, you are fresh meat. Always sells better when it's fresh.
Doctor? Where is he? He left us, I swear.
He's gone.
No duh! Thanks for that really shocking deduction. Never would have figured that one out.
He was taken.
Taken?
Hidden? How could one be hidden? There are no Time Lords left, just me. If there was one hidden on Earth, I'd have felt it.
That thing you do where you try to escape from the universe, it does work fairly well. Hides you from each other, even. But when you have resources like mine, it's not impossible. And you have no idea how much this is going to get me on the black market.
How much what will get you? What do you want? What do you need? Whatever it is, I can help you.
And that, my friend the doctor, is where you are correct. Tell me, doctor, how much do you think I'll get for a Time Lord soul on the black market? The last 2 Time Lord souls in existence.
What do you mean he was taken?
Whoever knocked us out took him. We haven't been unconscious for very long, so they couldn't have got far.
Would you think? What if they had a teleport or something?
Can't be.
Why not?
No ozone.
You remember that?
You'd be surprised at things he holds on to in phase 7.
Fibers. Same as from the museum. Whoever took the box has the doctor.
Say we couldn't have gotten far. Just split up and check all the houses in the area.
Not necessary. Whoever it was female and probably small. She snagged him here as she passed, which means they went through.
There are old abandoned apartments that were as good as you think you are.
Where did you get that?
Not hard when the human race puts everything they don't understand either in a lab or a museum. Gave me only 2 main places to scan. The signal is actually amplified by the glass it was in.
So it was you the cameras could track. Very clever.
Invisible. Very handy. I told you I had lots of resources. I wasn't sure I'd need this one, but when you landed, well, why settle for 1 soul when you can have 2?
Come on, wake up.
Let me see, I can help him.
She has just another. Robin,
I'm your doctor. Hey.
she has another.
Robin, work on untying him. We need to get him back to the flat.
What if she comes back?
She won't. She thought we were too thick to find him in the first place. She'll wait before she comes back.
Don't! Evidence, you'll contaminate it.
Your evidence is more important than his safety. We need to get off and make sure he's okay.
John, is he in any immediate danger?
Well, not as far as I can tell, but he is an alien.
See? Fine. And right now the evidence is more important because without it we'll never catch the woman who did this to him. Now move!
Sherlock.
I am sorry. I'm so sorry.
What did you do to him?
It's more what he did to me. I really am sorry, John, but I need you to help me get him on the couch and then step back.
No, absolutely not. Whatever you've done to him, to his heart, I'm not giving you a chance to do any more damage.
What's wrong with his heart?
No, the beats won't stabilize.
John, I can help him. Please let me. Now, this may look a bit frightening, but I promise you I'm doing everything in my power to help him.
How did you get here?
Same way you did.
Impossible. It's my head, my memories. So how did you get here?
By walking through an open door. I simply let myself in, Sherlock, and I'm sorry. I normally wouldn't do that. But you weren't in a fit state to give me permission. I'm afraid that was my fault.
So what now? What can you gain by invading my memories?
I can help you see the truth in them.
The truth of a human's memories decays and warps the more often a person revisits them. The less we go stirring around in my head after useless facts, the better off we will both be.
That's not true. Not for you. You've always been able to remember the slightest detail from your childhood, and you know they're accurate. That's why you don't want to look back. That's why it hurts so much. You don't want to know and remember the truth.
How could you possibly know what I do and do not want?
Because we have the same reasons. We're not looking back.
They're not my parents. I've known that for a long time.
You're right. But there's more to it than that. You weren't just adopted, were you?
My suspicions were confirmed the day I found the forged papers. I couldn't have been adopted, at least not legally. I must have been abandoned, or found somewhere, and given away.
There were other things too, weren't there?
I used to have nightmares. About things, places, creatures I knew didn't exist. Things that weren't possible. My mother told me they were phantoms created by my mind trying to process what I'd seen during the day. But at that age, I didn't have the capability to create horrors of such a magnitude. The only logical explanation was that I had seen those things in places before. But I don't know how that's possible.
When did it start, Sherlock? You were 5? 8?
9. When I was 9.
And it happened here?
The first time. I'd always noticed things a little faster than others, always saw things a little differently. But the day I found the skull buried in the garden, everything seemed to fall into place. It was as if my potential had been trapped, and finding the skull broke down the barrier.
What did the teachers tell your parents?
That I was traumatized, that I needed help, that I was too advanced and had become so because I could no longer divide my mind due to shock. They said I would never develop emotionally with others if I didn't learn to control my observations. They didn't have to worry. The other children didn't want to be around a freak in the first place.
I'm sorry.
Why do you keep on saying that? It's not like you had anything to do with it or could change the past. I don't need your sympathy, Doctor.
You're right. But maybe I can put things to rights now. The rest of your memories must be damaged. An injury you sustained a while back. Let me guess, if I were to look at your medical record, it would say that you were born with 2 hearts. Am I correct?
One works. The other is leftover tissues. They thought I was once a twin.
But it's not leftover. Not any more than if your 2 extra ribs were leftovers. And your mind. Sherlock, that's no mistake. That's no trick of your childhood. It's just a sliver of your potential. Are you starting to believe me now when I say you're not human?
I used to have my suspicions, but until now I never had any conclusive evidence that would support the theory of alien life in the first place. I banished those childish thoughts long ago. But now, yes. What I can't understand, Doctor, is what I am and why I think I'm human.
You think you're human because when you crashed here, you must have sustained brain damage. It wasn't enough to kill you outright, but it was too much for your body to handle. So half of you shut down. The half that would remember the war. The half that had the second working heart. The half that would remember me. The half that would remember you're a Time Lord. You must have regenerated after impact. It could have left you the age of a very young child. And you must have been found by those people who took care of you all those years. It's alright. It'll pass. Old memories coming awake. Now that both hearts are working, the second half of your brain is waking up. Of course, you'll have to figure a way to use all that extra brain space, but I'm sure you'll find a way to fill it.
It would be foolish to fill up something like this with that much trivial knowledge.
We should go back. John and Robin will be worried about us.
Are you guys okay?
We are now.
Okay, great. Now would you mind explaining to me and John what took you an hour and a half to get through in there? Did you know you stopped breathing for really long periods of time while you're doing your whole Vulcan mind meld thing? It's creepy!
Sorry to worry you, Robin. Let me introduce to you Sherlock Holmes, formerly Hyperion of Gallifrey.
What? What?
I don't know why I was ever alright with that name. I'll stick to Sherlock, thank you. When I said Sherlock wasn't human, I was right. He's a Time Lord, specifically the Time Lord Hyperion. That's why he passed out when he touched my skin. I was still weak from my encounter with the Hunter, and my body tapped into the latent energy in his to recover.
And how come you didn't sense he was a Time Lord when we first got to Earth?
He was wounded, partially self-induced regenerative amnesia to the umpteenth degree. That's not what's important right now.
You just find out you're not the only one of your kind left and it's suddenly unimportant?
I'd say. If Sherlock is the same species as the Doctor, then whatever the Doctor's kidnapper wanted with him, he might want with Sherlock as well.
You seem to be taking this quite well.
What, the news that you're a male? It's not that far of a stretch. Actually, it kind of explains a lot. And again, the kidnapper.
He's right. She wanted me for my soul. She wanted to sell it. You can bet that if she has a chance to steal Sherlock's as well, she'll take it.
How do you sell a soul?
It's complicated. Suffice it to say that Time Lords have the ability, with the aid of technology, to put their life force, their consciousness, into a fob watch for safekeeping under extreme circumstances. This force is something that many species would pay untold amounts of money for. But her coming after us isn't the only thing we have to worry about. She already has one soul, and I have no idea whose.
What? No rope, no blindfold, no drugs?
Accessories just slow me down, and drugs make it hard for you to answer any questions. I'd offer you to have a seat, but
Who are you? What questions?
my name is as little consequence as yours is. The information my employer wants, the information you possess, that's what's important. You didn't cover your tracks in the museum as neatly as you thought you did.
What museum?
Don't even. My employer has little time and less patience. The watch, where is it?
What does he want with an old watch?
That's not your concern.
If I'm being interrogated and cornered, I think it is.
If you want to keep living, I say it's not. Start talking.
All this for an old watch?
Oh, we both know it's more than just a watch. Start talking.
Look, if this is about money, I'm sure we can think of something mutually satisfactory.
Interesting.
Perhaps I can speak with your employer.
That's impossible and irrelevant. This isn't about money.
What is it about then?
You're not in a position to be asking questions. Now tell me.
I think maybe I am in a position to be asking questions. If this isn't about money, it's about power. And I'm afraid that the power in this situation currently rests on me.
What do you mean?
This.
Oh, save yourself a lot of trouble.
Yeah. Careful. I forgot to mention I've made a little addition to this lovely artifact.
Such as?
A DNA lock. Fantastic little piece of technology I built up on my travels. Never leave home without it. If anyone but myself or the watch's original owner touches this, the essence it contains will be wiped clean. I thought that might get your attention. Now, if you would care to have a word with your employer, I'm sure we can work something out, despite this inconvenience you've added to my day. It would be so much easier, so much nicer to have a private buyer. Of course, the black market does tend to encourage a bidding war, but having a guaranteed buyer would just make me feel that much better.
I don't think you realize who you're dealing with.
Well, that's hardly my fault, considering you're the one who wouldn't tell me anything about him. But really, what's to know? He's interested and he has money, works for me.
What makes you think he has money?
He hired you, didn't he? Much as we're at odds now, I have to express a certain admiration for your skills. You clearly know what you're doing, and that kind of power doesn't come cheap. Now, I would suggest you run along and have a talk with your employer. You obviously know how to find me, so I'll leave that detail to your discretion. Just lose the violence next time. I really don't appreciate it. And do try to make it decently fast. I do have a schedule of sorts to keep. Good luck.
What I don't understand is why we're just sitting around here. What if she comes back? Who is she besides some crazy lady who wants to steal your soul?
You know who our perpetrator is. Maybe not name or age, but those things are mostly superfluous anyway. We know what her motivation is. We know what she's capable of, and what she already has, and where she got it. Brilliant. Just brilliant. Going on so little and you've nailed it.
Nailed what?
It's interesting how much someone will tell you when they think you're about to die. So I am correct. Spot on.
About what?
Yeah, what are you two so pleased about?
Think, John, what was she wearing? What did she have with her?
A coat, a black suit, an old watch. Oh, she's the thief of the museum.
Precisely!
Are you alright?
Okay. Glad we got that sorted out, but how do we find her? It's only a matter of time before she comes back around and tries to go for a second attack.
We could trace the residual energy from the watch if I run it through the TARDIS to the point of origin. That won't work. The damper on the watch is too strong to search for it without a positive lock on what biosignature we've been looking for. What if I uplink a DNA matrix feed and run it through the TARDIS archives? Impractical. It'll take too long. A search like that would default into any Time Lord ever recorded. Living carbon-based tri-DNA cellular matrix would be much more efficient. Programming the mind pool will only take a couple of hours, and I can jump back afterwards, conserve planning time, and lock in the code. A jump like that would be too risky. The matrix
For goodness sake! Just can't you trust her
Robin, you are brilliant!
More so than you two, apparently. What I make you remember?
If we combine the Artron energy from both our minds, we can search for any other living traces of Artron energy. As long as she's still in London, she should give us a lock.
It still won't be enough. We'll need some kind of boost. What kind of a boost?
Some kind of temporal anomaly, like in the Medusa Cascade, or Cardiff, or a clock tower.
A clock tower?
Humans and Time Lords are basically related species, that's why we look the same. Time Lords just evolved in a different part of the galaxy. Humans still retain a basic time instinct, though. You tend to build things like clock towers and major places of commerce on top of temporal anomalies. The stock exchange crash wasn't just because people spent more than they had. A temporal fold like that will knock your economy back into the Dark Ages.
There's a clock tower near here.
Brilliant! Here. It has to be here. This is where it feels the strongest.
It does feel different.
It's good to have you back, Hyperion. Right, Sherlock. Sorry.
So, is this gonna work?
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Can I talk to you?
Okay.
None of us have any idea what we're doing here. Not even those two.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. But what about it? What are we supposed to do?
I honestly don't have a clue, but I get this distinct feeling that this whole situation is not going to end well. For anybody.
I'm with you on that, but again, what can I do?
You're ex-army, right?
What are you suggesting?
Honestly, don't know, but you're most experienced out of all of us, including the doctor, and he's been through a lot, seen a lot. But this, I don't know. You have the closest thing to an upper hand out of any of us.
That's flattering, but I'm not sure that's exactly true.
Just, can you promise me you'll do whatever you possibly can to keep this entire thing from going from bad to ugly?
Of course. And to be perfectly honest, I'm hoping I can expect the same thing from you.
Yeah, always.
Will they be okay like that?
I've only seen him do something like this a handful of times.
What about this state specifically?
Not that I recall exactly.
But something like it?
Sure, let's go with that.
And how did that end?
Good, Ferris.
Fancy seeing you here.
There he is, paycheck number 2. I'm going to have to ask you to move. Depending on my mood, it might be different. What? He's a Time Lord as well? Oh, the universe is on my side today. 3 Time Lords for the price of obtaining 1. Excellent.
Their species is all but extinct, and you're going to sell them for some profit?
You don't do much black market shopping, do you?
And don't be a hero.
John! Seriously, Robin, don't be stupid.
Yeah, Robin, don't be stupid.
Come
Nicely done.
Sorry about the insult.
You did what you had to. You almost had me fooled for a split second.
You did nicely covering it up.
Did it work?
I don't know, it dissipated. I don't know what happened.
Look at the company, man. Who are you?
Jim Moriarty, consulting criminal. You know him?
Intimately.
So what now, Moriarty? So bored of taking other people's problems, you're going into black market.
You disappoint me, Sherlock. Severely. Do you really think I need this for the money?
You don't need it for the money. You need it for the power. You're dying.
Very good thing. Bodies breaking down, and organ donors usually aren't very eager to give to the poor or criminal. Not that I couldn't take it by force. I do hate stitches. I was looking for something more, I don't know, permanent?
That won't work. It'll only work for the host body. If anything, it'll kill you outright in your weakened state.
Have you ever had anything called to you? Feel the prickle on the hairs in the back of your neck. Shiver. I felt it when I walked past the little box in the museum. And I saw no one else felt it. Just me. I hadn't felt that good in ages. Do you know what's in this watch? Power. No doctor has been able to save me. They all tell me the same thing. Jim, so sorry, but you're going to have to book a spot 6 feet under soon. Not one thought of the way to save me. I don't want to die. Not yet. Far too much to do. Far too much.
No!
Did you miss me? Oh, come on, Doctor. I was looking for more enthusiastic welcome. Did you miss me?
You didn't have to kill her.
Oh, but it was so fun. And she was playing games I didn't give her permission to play. She lost.
How long ago did you go into hiding, Coach A? How long have you been playing people from the shadows as a human? I'll bet you love that, play as human.
That is not my name!
I'm sorry, Master.
I can help you. Your body's weak from that time cold. It will need time to repair itself. You don't have to do this. Come with me.
You're right. I don't have to. But it's so much fun. Playing with the humans, watching them dance, making them chase one another, tripping over the bodies they put there. It's like pulling half the legs off a spider, watching it crawl. Pulling in circles. I understand why you like them, Doctor. They're so entertaining. I see you've got a new one following you around. Are you enjoying your pet?
You two are the jerks? I'm sorry, what just happened?
No, I'm sorry, Robin. I never told you about the master because I thought he'd gone. Permanently. He was the only other one to escape the Time War. But last time I saw him, I thought I was alone again.
You killed him.
He sacrificed himself to save me.
Ugh, can we please not talk about that? Such a little thing.
When was all this?
It was right before I met you. I almost had to regenerate. It was rather a big thing, really.
Ugh, please. Moment of weakness won't happen again.
Well, you clearly did not die. So the question then becomes, how did you survive and wind up as a consulting criminal in the heart of London?
Ugh, I do so enjoy seeing you out of your depth.
Beads.
Spoil sport. Yes, yes. Those beats that they put into my head for their own filthy purposes did me a good turn eventually. I had enough residual energy from the time spent on Earth with them, so I could link back through time as the rest of them would be pulled away.
The impact forced you to regenerate, and then you went into hiding.
Points to you, sir. Why did he come out of hiding? What good would that do him anyway? He seemed to be doing awfully well on his own.
He was dying. Instinctively, he knew that if he didn't find the watch before he did, he wouldn't regenerate. He'd truly be at his end. As a Time Lord, his body will be strong enough to repair itself. Listen, you're still weak from the damage the watch didn't fix. And that time fold didn't help. Let me help you.
What are you doing? This man is dangerous. He kills people for fun. He had me in a bomb vest and Sherlock at gunpoint. We don't help him, we take him in for a trial.
Do you really think a jail cell could hold him then? I know what he's done. I know far more than you ever will know or remember. And I'm sorry for what he did to you. I truly am. But I have to take care of this.
Are you serious? Have you gone mental?
John, I'm sorry, but there's far more to this than you'll ever remember.
Come with me. I can get you off this planet. We can get that signal out of your head. You can be better.
Haven't we done this all before, Doctor? I'm getting tired of this song and dance. I don't want your help. I don't want your pity. And I don't want to leave.
Well, what happened now?
Got the teleporter off the Hunter. She must have had it waiting for when she was ready to head back to her ship. Only good for one jump.
Okay, so why didn't you stop him?
If we'd gotten near him, he nearly would have left sooner. As it is, he won't be able to do much for several months without showing himself.
Are you sure about that? He's been able to do an awful lot in the past without lifting a finger. And now he's got a ship.
He won't use it. He's too weak to do much and he wants to stay on Earth. Besides, she's a bounty hunter. They always keep isomorphic controls on their ships. No one but her can pilot it.
For now, all we can do is wait for him to show up again.
You're not serious. You're just going to wait for him to kill again.
What do you suggest we do, John? He's sick, weak, and he has to stay quiet for now. There isn't even a trail to follow anymore. I'll alert my props to look out for him. That should be incentive enough for him to lick his wounds a little while longer.
He's right. I suggest we leave before things get any worse.
So we're just gonna leave the body?
I've already texted Lestrade and I'll have Molly do the autopsy. We shouldn't have any problems.
Oh, it's so strange.
So, what are you going to do now?
I'm going to stay on Earth. Besides, you were always the one who wanted to travel. I'm going to stay here and continue solving cases. Heaven knows Scotland Yard needs all the help they can get. Besides, I have to keep a watch out for the Master.
So secretly, the Earth is protected only by Time Lords. The Doctor is our first line of defense, and Sherlock is the last.
Give your species a little credit.
Oh, I wasn't done yet, don't worry. How many times have I said your butt? You may be the first line of defense against the Earth, but I'm the first line of defense against your stupidity. You'd be way past your last regeneration if it wasn't me.
I know what you mean.
Now, that is one part of the puzzle that we've yet to solve. Why, John Hamish Watson, do you put up with Sherlock so well?
I'm just incredibly patient.
But it's more than that, isn't it? Sorry, you won't remember much. Not for a long time, at least. Maybe not ever.
What are you talking about?
You're not human either, John.
What, have you gone mental?
Then why do you feel so drawn to Sherlock? Why do you two get along so well? And more importantly, why have you been experiencing random headaches since Sherlock got his second heart back?
I haven't... How do you know that?
I noticed. But I would have known anyway. It's a side effect of your host coming back to himself.
So what is John? Some sort of parasite?
Symbiote, actually. He's a mensic. They're a symbiotic species that needs another alien to survive for any length of time. In return, the mensic provides a very solid, very loyal companionship. John doesn't remember what he is because he lost his memories the same time Sherlock did. John is psychically bonded to Sherlock, and Sherlock is physically bonded to John. John literally shares Sherlock's life force. He'll be alive as long as Sherlock is.
Is anyone on this planet actually human? Well, come on, I don't want to know.
You can't believe this. I would think that I would know if I was an alien.
He's right. I've known it since I started getting my memories back. If you'll let me, I can make you remember.
All right, well, guess it can't hurt.
I've given you all I can. My own memories are still somewhat foggy.
We crashed here. How could I forget that?
Don't worry, you'll both have the missing links popped together as time goes on. Until then, we'll be checking in.
So, shall I put the kettle on?